This is the series of Agatha Christie's Poirot, one of my favorites, and I would like to highlight some of the funny and awkward and special moments in the series in order to show that it's actually such a neat and beautiful show, even though it's old. And what makes it so is its ability to combine the crime with the thrilling crime with the beautiful environment that we always get into, and those small awkward and home felt moments that they have together in a funny or a awkward way. And so I would just like to make these small highlights because I love the show so much, and perhaps just a few comments on some of these beautiful moments that people can follow without ruining the experience of watching the show on its own or revealing any details or results. Here we see the three friends walking together down the road of English Street an evening that very well could have been in the 30s. And one of the first moments we actually get to see is a little bit funny and awkward is when they say farewell to Captain Hastings here. And he's going to find his car, and he steps over these firecrackers here. And and the kids having fun with that in the street, even his friends laughing at it. And we get a sense of something homey and something nice felt. And we get like also to know that we're going to see a lot of these during the show, which we indeed are going to. Back at home at Poirot's office, he has a problem with his colors, and here we get Miss Lemon bringing him his tisane, and the tisane is a special drink that neither is tea or coffee, and that's a strange thing for the English who always drinks tea or some other communities who drinks coffee, and he is drinking tisane. I know tisane actually because of my home country of Lebanon, and it's a kind of mix of chamomile and different other herbs that's actually nourishing and relaxing at the same time and doesn't have that caffeine effect on the body. So Poirot always drinks tisane and only tisane, as we got to see later. And here we get to see one of the moments where they are walking down the street of that's the crime scene, and we see the cars in the background, and it's very beautifully done with the camera that we only get to see that they are walking into this area that very well could be built in the 30s as a place that's nice for people to live at that time. As I mentioned before, we can see an example of the environment here in this from this house, and once you look at it, like these stairs, you just get thrilled and feel, wow, I'd like to have a home like that if you like that kind of style. And actually I do. I think many others do as well. So you already feel like, wow, you're being sucked into also some inspirational places where you could have felt at home or would love to have had your house or your place. In a beautiful picture as well, we're having here Poirot talking to the lady who's friend to the lady who was found dead, and we can see the background is well staged to show that environment of the rich people or the upper class from the 30s. What would they have in their homes and how would they place it?
Oil in, and she will run like a well-oiled clock. Hastings! Hello?
This is one of the funny moments in that series where Poirot has sent Hastings to try and discover what people think about what happened, or if they have seen anyone, and he gets busy fixing the car. And but still, he had got hold on a kid, Freddie, who could help him with some information, and so he stuck to that. And Poirot is trying to ask him, and then Inspector Jabb comes along, and this boy gets some money for his information, and then he starts holding back, so he doesn't give them more information than they need until he gets like the penny he wants.
Yeah, my boy. You seem a bright kind of shaver. Here's sixpence for you.
That's very kind of you, sir. You couldn't see a way to making it a shilling, could you?
Go on, clear off.
You couldn't see a way making it a shilling, could you? And that's beautiful. And that's, in my eyes, brilliantly done. It's a small detail, but it's so funny. It's so daily life that could happen to any of us, and we maybe remember happening when we were kids, or seeing somebody doing it. If not, then at least it's inspirational some way. Again, we get the the experience of the environment here, and the cars and the people walking in the right clothes, and so we are really sucked into that 30s way of living, driving, walking. Here we get to see Poirot's mansion, the Whitehaven Mansions, as it's called in the series, and it's a place that's very famous and popular with everyone who visits London and likes the Poirot show, and many people have been there to be photographed with it or in front of it. And I don't know, if I was there, I would try to find the apartment on the sixth floor where Poirot usually one, two, three, four, five, six, and some other episodes we see the light on in the flat late at night, and so that picture keeps coming back in all the series. So we get this feeling of where Poirot lives. Here we get a sense of Poirot's tidiness, and that was a very strong theme with him, as shown in Agatha Christie's series, and that's something that can be a contrast to the disorderly manner that many people lives in today, and doesn't like neat things totally up in squares, but it also shows like a characteristic about Poirot, that also psychological side, being over neatly, and in many ways that things shouldn't be out of order, not even a small inch, and that could be a psychological a trait of some kind of diagnosis that they would have put on him today. But that was like also something that's very beautifully shown by David Suchet, who really put a lot of effort to get the character right, and to see how Poirot lives and walks and does things.
The dissatisfaction I have for your starching of my collars.
The case here is that whenever he wants to press his shirts, these people doesn't understand. He keeps sending letters and nothing happens. And Miss Lemon tries to keep explaining for him that it's not helping, and they don't understand what you're saying. And then he has this small dialogue with her about this case.
They're Chinese, Mr. Poirot.
The world of breed laundry is Chinese.
Yes, Mr. Poirot.
What is the world coming to, Miss Lemon?
And yeah, that's exactly a prediction of the future we're in today. What's the world coming to, with the Chinese on board on everything? And what a prediction we got there for the time we are in. Anyhow, he asks her to solve the case and the situation. He doesn't know how.
Why not?
I don't speak Chinese.
So what do you say to him?
Well, I say him collar no very good starchy. I shall.
And he turns to his friend Captain Hastings to understand more about how to solve this problem.
You spent some years in China, did you not?
No, absolutely. Fine fellows, fine fellows.
Did you ever have any trouble with your laundry?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact.
And what did you say to them?
Well, I said him collar, no very good starchy.
That's where I got it from, sir. I asked the captain knowing you'd been in the East.
And that's, in my opinion, a very, very funny moment where Poirot is totally lost in translation.
Oh.
And here Poirot gets saved by the... And it's not a client, but Inspector Japp. And he's coming to consult Poirot. Is out consulting him because he's the police. Poirot is not. But they are friends and they can talk. And then he asks him this very funny thing.
What was that you were sniffing at in the room when we first examined the body? Sniff, sniff, sniff.
Uh, and this is also one of the funny moments where Jap and Poirot are. Jap is a bit on edge towards Poirot's ways of investigation. As usual, Poirot is as mysterious as he always is gonna be in this series forever, and we're gonna follow it during many episodes where he doesn't get anything but a small, crazy, non-understandable hint, as we will see right here.
I always thought the little grey cells were in your brain. Don't tell me your nose cells are superior to everyone else's too.
He's also trying to make fun of his brain cells that he holds so dear. And here we listen to the answer of Poirot as well. Mysterious, non-understandable.
By no means. It was merely cigarette smoke.
I didn't smell cigarette smoke.
No more did I, my friend.
And yeah, that's something we will gonna see in the end of the story, how it relates to everything that was going on in that thrilling suicide as it appears, and why it happens, and what's the surrounding story about it. Beautiful angle of
I managed to find it.
beautiful angle of the camera here, gives you a sense of renewal to the way it's filmed. And here we are in a totally different place where they're gonna interview some other person, and they're walking this beautiful area like you feel you would like to be in that swimming pool. And the environment shifts where we go to see people in a nightclub and the way they are going about their life there, or some people are going about their life there, which also makes the series very rich in such kind of changes. And here we notice the beautiful background, also very much part of the 30s as well. Another beautiful small shift in the scene, that's Poirot talking to ordinary people, that's usually overlooked.
Go. If you please. And that poor Mrs. Allen still lying cold down at the mortuary.
Indeed.
And many times it's where Poirot gets his clues without knowing that there would be a clue there, but it shows us that he can shift his attention to people that maybe have seen things or known things that they're not aware of the significance of, and I think it's beautiful. And they're actually putting Poirot on a golf course, and we can follow the fun of it, and his way of hitting the ball. Well done. You shouldn't expect that.
not hit the flag, I think.
And here we see Poirot's way of walking, running, and what they call mincing in the series. Not a strange fellow, indeed, in many ways, but that's what makes it funny and exciting in my eyes, many other people's eyes. I think it's also a question of identity and how you relate to these persons, because some people that doesn't seeming to have the beautiful Roman style look and beautiful body, but they can have a lot of energy and bravery and cleverness that's very much lost also in these times we're living in, and other sides to humans that's actually been lost in the culture of the over focus on a certain type of role models and a certain type of body models, and who are the heroes, who are not, and how do they look like. And this is maybe what makes it also attractive to all sort of people like myself, that really sees an alternative, more realistic way of viewing people who can be awkward, but at the same time gentle, good-hearted, and brave, and also funny to be around or with, and they can do a lot of things in their own manner, and their life is filled with excitement, maybe much more than those we think are the ones living the life, and they could be very much boring inside, or have psychopathic traits or psychological problems, or not worth so much as we get to see in the picture. So it's not always all about the looks, but also both the brains and the ways of doing things, and the heart most of all. And in this beautiful end, we see, look at this clothing, look at Captain Hastings' sweater there, it's beautiful. And the environment, the curtains, the lady coming in, and Poirot and Miss Lemon, and the sitting, and the colors, and also the sunlight, how the shadows are falling down on the furniture. It's just so, makes it so homey and relaxing in many ways. Well, that was from the first episode of this, and yeah, I hope, yeah, I enjoyed it. That's what matters, and I hope someone else will enjoy it at some time.